Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayana
Namaskrityam
Naranjaiva Narottamam
Naranjayam
Devin Saraswatin Vyasam
Devim
Saraswatim
Tato Jayamudirayet
Tato Jayamudhirayet
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nishtaprayesu Abhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhaktin Bhavadir Naisiti
Bhaktin Bhakti Naistiti
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees for the morning Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 1, text number 8, 218. The chapter name is The First Step in God Realization. Okay. So please repeat the sloka behind me. Idaṁ Bhagavatam nāma
Idaṁ Bhagavatam nāma
purāṇaṁ brahma-sammitam
brahma-sammitam
adhītavān dvāpara-ādau
dvāpara-ādau
pitur dvaipāyanād aham
pitur dvāparādau.
Word by word, please repeat behind me. Idaṁ, this. Bhagavatam,
Bhagavatam,
Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam.
Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam.
Nāma,
Nāma
of the name.
of the name.
Purāṇaṁ,
purāṇaṁ,
Vedic supplement.
Vedic supplement.
Brahma-sammitam,
Brahma-sammitam,
approved as the essence of the Vedas.
approved as the essence of the Vedas.
Adhītavān,
adhītavān,
studied.
studied.
Dvāpara-ādau,
Dvāpara-ādau,
at the end of the Dvāpara-yuga.
at the end of the Dvāpara-yuga.
Pituhu,
Pituhu,
from my father.
from my father.
Dvaipāyanād,
Dvāipāyanād,
Dvaipāyana Vyāsadeva.
Śrīla Vyāsadeva.
Aham,
Aham,
myself.
myself.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnavadi A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada.
Jai Śrīla Prabhupada.
Translation, please repeat behind me. At the end of the Dvāpara-yuga,
At the end of the Dvāpara-yuga,
I studied this great supplement
I studied this great supplement
of Vedic literature
of Vedic literature
named Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam
named Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam,
is equal
which is equal
to all the Vedas
to all the Vedas
from my father. Śrīla Dvaipāyana Vyāsadeva.
Śrīla Dvaipāyana Vyāsadeva.
Purport. The statement made by Śrīla Śukadeva Gosvāmī that the topmost transcendentalist, who is beyond the jurisdiction of regulation and restrictions, mainly takes to the task of hearing about and glorifying the personality of Godhead, is verified by his personal example. Śukadeva Gosvāmī, being a recognized, liberated soul and the topmost transcendentalist, was accepted by all of the topmost sages present in the meeting during the last 7 days of Mahārāja Parīkṣit. He cites from the example of his life, and he himself was attracted by the transcendental activities of the Lord. And he studied Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam from his great father, Śrī Dvaipāyana Vyāsadeva. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, or for that matter, any other scientific literature, cannot be studied at home by one's own intellectual capacity. Medical books of anatomy or physiology are available in the market, but no one can become a qualified medical practitioner simply by reading such books at home. One has to be admitted to the medical college and study the books under the guidance of learned professors. Similarly, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the postgraduate study of the science of Godhead, can only be learned by studying it at the feet of a realized soul like Śrīla Vyāsadeva. Although Śukadeva Gosvāmī was a liberated soul from the very day of his birth, he still had to take lessons of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam from his great father. Vyasadeva, who compiled the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam under the instructions of another great soul, Śrī Nārada Muni. Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu instructed a learned Brahmana to study Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam from a personal Bhagavata. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is based on the transcendental name, form, attributes, pastime, entourage, and variegatedness of the Supreme Person, and it is spoken by the incarnation of Personality of Godhead, Śrīla Vyāsadeva. Pastimes of the Lord are executed in cooperation with his pure devotees, and consequently, historical incidents are mentioned in this great literature because they are related to Krishna. It is called brahma-sammitam because it is the sound representative of Lord Kṛṣṇa, like the Bhagavad-gītā. Bhagavad-gītā is the sound incarnation of the Lord because it is spoken by the Supreme Lord. And Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the sound representative of the Lord because it was spoken by the incarnation of the Lord about the activities of the Lord. As stated in the beginning of this book, it is essence of the Vedic desire tree and the natural commendation of the Brahma-sutra. The topmost philosophical thesis of the subject matter is Brahman. Vyasadeva appeared at the end of Dvāpara-yuga as the son of Satyavati, and therefore the word dvāpara-ādau, or the beginning of Dvāpara-yuga, in this context means just prior to the beginning of the Kali-yuga. The logic of this statement, according to Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī, is comparable to that of calling the upper portion of the tree the beginning. The root of the tree is the beginning of the tree, but in common knowledge, the upper portion of the tree is first seen. In that way, the end of the tree is accepted as its beginning. Hare Krishna. Om Dasa. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnanāñjana-śalākaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna-pricchāya Bhutale Śrīmade Bhakti-vedanta Swami iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavada Pashasha Deshadarne Jai Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, in this sloka, till the previous sloka, from this second canto, first chapter, Śukadeva Gosvāmī was started giving the answers to Parīkṣit Maharaj. He was explaining the difference between Grahastha and Grahamedis. And in the previous sloka, he explained about the transcendentalist, who are the Paramahamsas. The Paramahamsas may not require to follow the regulative principles. So we discussed that the school teacher no need to follow the regulations of the students. The students has to wear uniform. School teacher no need to wear the uniform. Yes, there are some relaxation that rules applicable only for the students, not for the teacher. That means the teacher is the teacher in the highest position than the students. So the similar way, in this, the who are all the pure souls, the pure devotees of the Lord, they are in the highest position. So they may not require to follow the rules and regulations, but by default, they already followed that, but it is not strict for them also, but they will follow that. And after that, now, today, what he is saying, what Śukadeva Gosvāmī is saying, how he got the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam knowledge. So he is saying that at the end of the Dvāpara-yuga, I studied this great supplement of Vedic literature named Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So he is giving, he did not only giving the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, he is saying that it is supplement of Vedic literature, great Vedic literature. He is giving, stressing the point. And which is equal to Vedas, that also it is saying, which is equal to Vedas, because it's a supplement of Vedas. From whom he studied? From his father, Dvaipāyana Vyāsadeva. From Vyasadeva, he learned his, that also is telling. Actually, initially, when he born, that time he was the Mayavadi. Actually, by birth he was a devotee of the Lord, but he was in the Mayavadi. He was the impersonal worshipper. So he is talking about, he always talked about the impersonalist. He was the impersonalist. That means there is no form for the Lord. But after hearing Bhagavatam from Vyasadeva, he became a personalist. He became a great devotee of the Lord Kṛṣṇa. So he has the qualification to explain about Krishna. And before starting of this discussion, when Parīkṣit Maharaj reached the bank of the Ganges, and all over the universe, all the sages came over there. But everyone have a different opinion what to do on the particular point. Because the Parīkṣit Maharaj, he was asking what to do. All of the people, they are saying different opinion. Somebody is saying this Ashtanga Yoga, you need to do this yoga, that yoga. There, whatever they are in the expertise, that area, they were talking about that only. But when Śukadeva Gosvāmī appeared there, then since he is a Parīkṣit Maharaj as a devotee of the Lord Kṛṣṇa, he was asking Śukadeva Gosvāmī, please tell me, I have only 7 days to live. Please give me the knowledge which is needed for human being and also all the human beings and for the person who is about to die like me. And since he was asking this question, then Śukadeva Gosvāmī also appreciated him, because this is the important questions all of the living entities should ask. This should come on all of the living entities. Since he was asking this question, then what is needed at the time of death, what is required for knowledge required for the human being is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. That's the reason he started the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam there. So all of the other Rishi Munis also accepted that, because he is a great soul. He is a pure devotee of the Lord. That is the reason all of the other, everybody anonymously they accepted that what Śukadeva Gosvāmī is going to tell, that is the great thing, that is the topmost thing. So that should be known, the person who is living in this material world, they should know. So this is how the Bhagavad-gītā, we are calling the Bhagavad-gītā, it is a song of God. So it is directly came out from the Lord's lotus mouth. So the similar way, this is also need to be used in the same way. The Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, this is came out from the incarnation of Vyasadeva, is the incarnation of the Lord. He gave Bhagavatam for the welfare of the human being. So this is also need to be studied by all of us, all the human beings. This is needed knowledge actually. This is also needs to be. This is also an essence of Vedas. How we are saying that Bhagavad-gītā is the essence of Vedas. Here, this is also essence of Vedas. It is not possible for the Grahastha like us, not possible for us to interpret the Brahma-sutra. The sutra means, we know the sutra means it is a kind of a formulas, and it is very, very, very short and crispy. And we can't understand that. In order to make us understand, Vyasadeva come up with this literature, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So how he got impressed by Nārada Muni, that yes, when he wrote all the Puranas, but after writing all the Puranas, this is before writing Bhagavatam, he was not happy with his work. Something was missing. So he was thinking that something was missing, and he was inquired to Nārada Muni. So Nārada Muni, he is the guru of spiritual master for Vyasadeva. He was asking, something missing I am feeling. So can you guide me? What is missing? Because I wrote these many Puranas. There are many 18 Puranas. I wrote everything, but something missing I am feeling. The Upanishad, Puranas, everything he wrote, but something missing I am feeling. Mahabharata also he wrote. So something missing he is feeling. That's what Vyasadeva told to Nārada Muni. Then Nārada Muni told, you wrote everything, but you missed to write about glories of the personality of Godhead. So he initiated him to write. He impressed Vyasadeva to write Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So from that, but then by hearing this instruction, Vyasadeva sat on the bank of the Saraswati river. Then he started meditating upon the Lord. Then he got the knowledge. Then he was writing that, the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And it is, many, the impersonalists, they used to say that the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it is not a oldest Purana. It is written by, this is the latest, not very old. Somebody, it's not written by Vyasadeva. Somebody else wrote this. All those things are coming. The impersonalist arguments are there. And Sridhara Swami, one of the great devotee of the Lord, he condemned that because he took the reference from all the other Puranas also, the Matsya Purana and all the other Puranas also. There is a reference of this Bhagavata is there in that Purana also. So if that the Matsya Purana, the Upanishad, the reference of Bhagavatam is there means, so Bhagavatam will exist before that. That's the reason the Bhagavatam references are there in the other Puranas. So if you are accepting that other Puranas are old, then the reference of Bhagavatam, it is there in that other Puranas. That means Bhagavatam is older than that. Is there, it was exist during that Puranas also. That's what his argument. Then if you trace it back, before reciting, before written the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam compiled by Vyasadeva, before that itself, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it was only 4 slokas. That is, we will call it as a Chaturshloki Bhagavatam. Chaturshloki Bhagavatam, only 4 verses in the Bhagavatam. In the initially, when the Garbhadaksha, the universe creation, during the creation, when the universe created, there was no living entities. That time, the Garbhadaksha Vishnu, from his lotus navel, the lotus flower came. In the flower, Brahma took birth there. So the instruction, the Chaturshloka, it is Chaturshloki Bhagavata. That is the Chaturshloki means that are the questions of Brahmadev. That is the 4 slokas. So Brahma, he was asking about the form of Lord in the matter and in the spiritual way. And he was asking again about the Lord's energies. And third question is he was asking, what is the different role played by Lord with his energies? And he was last talking about what is his prime duty. What is the duty given to him? What he is supposed to do. So these are the 4 questions he was asked. So these are the initial 4 questions. These are the initial Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam, it was exist before the mankind. When Brahma born, there are no other living entities in this material world. Brahma only born. That time itself, Bhagavatam recited by given by Brahma. This Lord give the answer to this. So that is Bhagavatam. That 4 slokas started from there. From there, all the histories is added into that. Then it became 18,000 slokas now in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So in these 18,000 slokas, our Śrīla Prabhupada used to say that this each and every verse is so much of importance is there. So if you want to have a deep study of each and every verse, it will take for one verse. If you are taking one verse one day, 18,000 verse, that means 18,000 days it will take. It is approximately, it will take 50 years to complete the entire Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam if you study one verse in the one day. And Prabhupada is saying that if you want to study completely each and every word, because in Sanskrit, each word, it has 16 different meanings are there. Each word of Sanskrit, it will have 16 different meanings it may have. So, in order to understand properly, you need to study a single sloka per month. 1 month it will take to complete understanding of, because there may be a different interpretation of the same sloka. To understand each and every word, it will take 1 month for one sloka. So if you want to take the 18,000 slokas, if I like this month, how much time it will take? It is 1,500 years it will take to complete. If you need 18,000 months to complete this. So that much, it is not possible for us. So Prabhupada is that much value this Bhagavatam is. So study of Bhagavatam is the kind of a postgraduate study. Prabhupada used to say, this is the postgraduate study. The Bhagavad-gītā is the school study. So how we are studying? We are starting our study. We are studying first initial days. We will go to the school. Then we are studying from ABCD to like that we are studying. Then we are coming to the graduation study. Then post-graduation study like that. We are coming like that. So the study of Bhagavad-gītā, it is a school study kind of. We are studying the ABCD. What is soul? What is body? What mean to do? All those things Krishna instructed. That is a very basic knowledge. Then we need to come to the next level, because at the end of Bhagavad-gītā, what Krishna is saying that Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Evam Sharanam Bhaja. So I am the supreme. Please surrender unto me. Then Bhagavatam start from that. From that point, Krishna is the supreme Lord. From that it is starting. And what Bhagavatam is ending? In Kali-yuga, chanting of the holy name of the Lord is the only way to attain the great destination. That is the conclusion of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Then again, one more scripture is there. There is Caitanya Charitamrita. That is written by Kṛṣṇa Gosvāmī. So he wrote the pastimes of Caitanya Mahāprabhu from the three ways: the Andhya Leela, Madhya Leela, Adi Leela, Madhya Leela, and Andhya Leela, kind of three ways, three leelas, three different leelas. The entire life of Caitanya Mahāprabhu he wrote. So that study, we have to study that. That is also not different from Bhagavatam, because that is a great devotee of the Lord. And Lord himself appeared as a Caitanya Mahāprabhu. That is also great Purāṇa. So like a Purāṇa only. So if you study that, that is the postgraduate study. That is the topmost study, because from study starting Caitanya Mahāprabhu, Caitanya Charitamrita, it is starting from chanting the holy name, and it is ending as the love of, to attain the love of Godhead. So our journey, it starts from Bhagavad-gītā. Gradually it is moved to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. From Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to Caitanya Charitamrita. It's a great journey. So to attain the love of Godhead, we need to start from Bhagavad-gītā. Then we come to the conclusion, Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Then we will start the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Then we are studying all the pastimes of the Lord. There the conclusion is chanting the holy name of the Lord is the topmost. Then from there we are getting into the postgraduate, chanting of the holy name to get the love of Godhead, chanting the holy name. And Caitanya Charitamrita, if you study how a devotee can be or worship the Lord and how he can devote his life. So Caitanya Charitamrita explained that, and that is explaining the love of Godhead. So at the end of Caitanya Charitamrita, if you study, then we will get the love of Godhead. So this is the gradual process. So that is the reason the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, it is mentioned that we have to study this three literature mainly. This is the primary three literature we have to study scrutinizingly. And here today we are talking about Bhagavatam. So there is a pastime in Kerala. There was in 15th century, there is a great devotee of the Lord, Guruvayurappan. Guruvayurappan is a Krishna's one of the pastime place, Guruvayur. He is one of the great devotee, like his name was Pundana. He was a great devotee of the Lord. And he used to give the classes, he used to give the sastang here and there. So he used to give always sastang, and many of the temple people, they used to call him for sastang. Multiple cities he used to go, and he used to give the Bhagavatam classes. One day there is one more, there is a Shiva temple, Kottiyur Shiva temple. It is there in Kerala, Kottiyur Shiva temple. That is a very famous temple. There is the pastime of Shiva happened there. So that's the reason it is a very famous. So that temple, there are two temples in that, two Shiva temples. In between there is a river is flowing. So one of the temple, there is an ancient temple. That temple they kept open only 27 days in a year. Rest of the days it will be closed. Shiva temple. The other bank, the river's other bank, there is another temple. That temple will be there for the entire year. But other temple, the ancient temple, old temple, it will be there for only 27 days. So the Pundanam, they invited Pundanam to, during the 27 days, they wanted to Pundanam satsang there in the temple. So they called there Pundanam there, and Pundanam was there in the temple, and he was giving the class Bhagavatam. So when there's the Shiva temple, all the devotees gathered over there, they were sitting, and Pundanam used to give the class. And he was giving, because Bhagavatam is famous for Bhagavata Saptaha. It is to say Bhagavata Saptaha. Saptaha means 7 days reciting the Bhagavatam. Why it is 7 days? Because Parīkṣit Maharaj liberated by hearing 7 days Bhagavatam from Śukadeva Gosvāmī. He got liberated. From that, it is become famous that Bhagavatam is famous for 7 days recitation. So during the temple function of 27 days, last 7 days they kept for Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam discourse by Pundanam. They invited Pundanam for the last 7 days. So the Pundanam happily went there, and he was reciting the slokas. So he was giving the classes. And when he come to the 10th canto, so the 10th canto, 60th, 60, verse number 60, the class, chapter number 60, that is a conversation between Kṛṣṇa and Rukmani. So this is a very romantic conversation happening between Kṛṣṇa and Rukmani. Kṛṣṇa is saying that, why you chosen me? There are so many great kings are there. Shishupal is there, Jarasandha is there. You could have married them. Why you are choosing me like that? Then she got upset. And then Kṛṣṇa is pacifying. So Pundanam is explaining this with a detailed manner. So all the people are mesmerized by hearing this, because from the pure devotee of the Lord. Because Pundanam is a great devotee of the Lord. So all the people are mesmerized. So the chapter is over. 60th chapter is over. He kept one peacock feather. Okay, tomorrow onwards, the next chapter need to be start. So he kept a peacock feather and he left for the day. The Bhagavatam book, he left for the day. The next day he came there again. Next day he came and he's opening the book. The peacock feather, it came beginning of the chapter, 60th chapter. Then he had doubt, because multiple classes he is giving, so he couldn't recollect that what class we gave yesterday here. So he thought, okay, again he is in the doubt. He started the 60th chapter. Then at the end of the day, the same pastimes going on. The end of the day, he kept the peacock feather, and again he went left for the day. The next day he is coming. Again the peacock feather came into the beginning of the 60th chapter. Then he heard out, yesterday only I recited the same. Why he came again here? Then again he recited the same 60th chapter. Like that, with 2-3 days, it is continuously same chapter was going on, 60th chapter. So he left for the day. Then the end of the day, so it's the last day of the temple closing. So there he finished his classes and he left. And on the way only he realized that he missed the Bhagavatam book in the temple itself. Because the temple will close 27 days, only for 27 days temple will be there. Remaining days temple will be closed. That is the current, that's the last day. They are about to close the temple. But he started earlier. So he was going back. He was jump into the river, and because he not wait for the boat also, because he came to the other side of the bank. So he jumped into the river. He was swimming and going to the temple. And he went to the temple. He saw the temple got closed. Nobody is there, the temple. Then he was upset because his book was there in the Bhagavatam book was inside of the temple. So then he was about to leave. Then he heard some sound is coming from inside of the temple. And he's seeing that inside through the keyhole, the gate, he was seeing inside there, Lord Shiva, he is giving the same 10th canto, 68th chapter, same class to Parvati and all the Shiva's associates. He is giving the same class. Is going on. All the Shiva Ganas, everybody sitting there, Parvati also sitting. Lord Shiva is giving the class. The 60th chapter they were discussing. Then, after the class over, all the people left, because still Pundanam was reasoning that what is happening there. Then Parvati and Shiva, they are discussing. So Shiva was asking, how was my class? So Parvati is telling, yeah, this is the Lord's pastime, the 60th chapter. Always I wanted to hear every day. That's the reason we took the peacock feather in the beginning of the 60th chapter whenever Pundanam is reciting this. So your whatever you explain, it is good, but it is not as good as Pundanam's explanation. Pundanam explanation, he was mesmerized by hearing his from hearing the Bhagavatam from him. Like that, Parvati is saying. The Shiva also accepted. Oh, I am not like Pundanam. I am going to explain like Pundanam, but Pundanam is a great devotee. Like that, they were discussing. Then Pundanam outside, he was by hearing that his has become stand up. Because he was seeing that Lord there, Lord Shiva and Parvati, they are discussing about Pundanam. So he got in the great SSE, he shouted, "Oh Krishna," like that. Then immediately he saw that not everybody disappeared from there. So that is the way the glories of Bhagavatam. So why we discuss this story? It's the glories of Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam, even the demigods and the Lord Shiva, even though the Lord Shiva, Parvati, and all the demigods, everybody will appreciate. They will eager to hear. So it is said that whenever even though you are keeping a Bhagavatam set in your home, all the demigods come to your home and worship you because you are keeping the Bhagavatam. There is no difference between the Lord and the Bhagavatam itself. So that is the way demigod used to come to your home. If you keep the Bhagavatam set, they will come and worship you, the householder, because they are keeping the Bhagavatam there. So that's why it is a great work of Vyasadeva, and it is a great knowledge. It is there in that. That is the reason the Vyasadeva gave this knowledge to Śukadeva Gosvāmī. Śukadeva gave this knowledge to Parīkṣit Maharaj. So the Parīkṣit Maharaj and all the assembled devotees. So this knowledge, whatever the knowledge, it is not coming through. Śukadeva Gosvāmī also not took the Bhagavatam book, not studied. Even the Vyasadeva, right? Vyasadeva gave the knowledge. So like that, we need to get the knowledge from a pure devotee of the Lord. We need to hear the Bhagavatam knowledge from the pure devotee of the Lord, not of our whimsically. We cannot understand all the things. So we need to hear from the Lord. It is very appreciable is hearing from the pure devotee of the Lord, the Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam is that much glories. So reading and hearing is Bhagavatam. We are all very, very fortunate people in this material world. We are able to hear the Bhagavatam every day. So please read the Bhagavatam and get the benefit. So may God bless all of you. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.